Hey everyone, it's great to be sharing with you guys again today. You're getting no makeup Renee, but I've decided it's more important to share my message than to worry about perfection. So you're going to get a lot of videos from me or audio that may not be perfect. And I hope that the message stands out above the quality of my digital skills or the timing of those skills, because sometimes when inspiration strikes me, I'm not sitting in front of, the perfect studio, but I think it's more important to share. So I'm going to try and move toward that in 2019 here. And I urge you, do the same in your life, Don't worry about so much on the perfection front. But I wanted to share something with you because we're working on releasing the first course for Get Motivated University. And the first step is commitment. Well, wouldn't you know, one of the books that I was reading talked about commitment and the decisions that are made when adopting a practice. And I have a very similar take. I think that we make choices every day. And even when you commit to a decision, you have to keep making that choice every day, sometimes throughout the day, to have the discipline needed to live the life that you want to live, to be the person that you want to be. But, understanding that it's not something that you force. Sometimes I think that's where we get stuck, is when we're forcing it upon ourselves just as much as sometimes, other people are forcing it upon us. But, you're really trying to force it. And if I've learned anything in my life about the natural states of ebb and flow, is that, resistance is not your friend, and resistance equals pain. So if you're forcing, you're still resisting. And when you're resisting, you're still in pain. So for me, sometimes that pain is very physical in my back. Sometimes it's in my chest. Sorry if that hit. Sometimes it's how it is manifesting in my life. So if I'm resisting something, then my life can feel a little messy or look a little messy, when really, if I just allowed myself to be more in flow with what it is that I'm creating or what it is that is being brought to me, I wouldn't find so much negative stress. But it's something that, whether you're in it or whether in it being, whatever you've decided to commit to, or whether it be just the matter of committing, just making a decision. So indecision is one of my best friends. We don't have bracelets. Indecision has been a front seat passenger for a lot of my life. And so, just the skill, trust, whatever you want to call it, just making decisions for some people can be the skill that you need to cultivate. And whether it be indecision or quit smoking, or eating better, writing that book, adopting a yoga practice, adopting a mindfulness practice, meditation practice, veterinary medicine practice, whatever, practice it is that you've decided to adopt. And I would even extend that out to say love and, kindness. One who has another close relationship with anger, to choose love over anger, to choose love over fear, and vulnerability over fear. It takes courage. All of these things are practices, because even on the mastery plane, or, on the plane of which you choose to be always working to master something, generally speaking, you're not going to master it and be like, I'm done. I've showered, I'm clean for life, I've offered someone love, I've, offered enough love for life, I chose love over fear, or I chose to eat a salad, so that choice is done. I chose not to pick up the cigarette, that choice is done. It's never going to be that way, and only doctors are the ones, doctors, and there's some other practices like the mindfulness practice and things like that. But, these practices, I almost wish that we would call it practice being human, because it's always a practice. Better human beings, really. And the point of it is that when you start to cultivate and maintain a practice, that it will be there for you in the hardest of times. But don't wait for the hard times to cultivate it. You see what I mean? If I waited until I've actually done this, I didn't wait until, but I tried to quit smoking. My dog was diagnosed with cancer. Needless to say, I did not quit smoking. Fast forward many years, I had quit smoking. My dog, a different dog, was diagnosed with cancer. I didn't start smoking again. So it's something that these things begin to support you, and you're not always going to recognize it in the moment because you'll be filled with other things. There's been some times where I have another challenging life experience that is ongoing for me, and sometimes I'll get in my car, fired up, and say, oh my gosh, Renee, you just did it. Like that, this is it, you just did it. And then there's sometimes when I get in my car, and this is it, you did it, was sometimes creating a space between stimulus and response. So notoriously, I was governed by my emotions, and now, I govern myself and I govern the emotions that I bring forth. But it just happened this one time, and time after time, and each different time it's a little bit different, but I did it. And then there's times when I hang up the phone and go, oof, that was an opportunity, and you missed the boat. You missed the boat, you missed the jet, really, because this boat is moving too fast for you. But and that's why it's a practice, and that's okay. And then I implement another practice, which is being as compassionate and as kind to myself as I would a friend. If a friend called me and said, Renee, this is what I just did, I think I messed up. It's okay. It's okay. And you take it from there. But sometimes with ourselves, on a good day, we will beat ourselves up. On a I messed up day, so consider to yourself, or you can consider with friends, but consider making the commitment, making the decision, and understanding that you always have a choice. You always have a choice. And when you own that choice, it's a lot more empowering than not owning that choice, not owning that decision. So I hope this helps you. I'm going to sign off, and I have another idea that I want to share with you in another video.